Now, Michael Alanis, you saw the scenes there. The town of Ferguson, Missouri erupting. Fourth night of protests. All this in the wake of the shooting death of Michael Brown Jr., unarmed teenager. Here's what we know. Police saying now 12 arrested last night and into the morning. As you see pictures of Michael Brown Jr., 2 officers injured as well. You even heard at the end of that clip we showed you, the group Anonymous. They have named the police officer who they say shot and killed Michael Brown. CNN, us here at HLN, we are not reporting that name at this point. Our HLN law enforcement analyst Mike Brooks is with us because I know many have questions. Janet Johnson's with us as well, the great attorney. And Mike, I'll start with you because a lot of what people are talking about is what we're seeing here with the police response. And we're going to show video, some more video, flashbangs being thrown of what happened with some reporters at a fast food restaurant. But give me your initial assessment, Mike, as you see this play out.
All right, initially, Mike, I thought that the reaction by law enforcement and the numbers were there after the looting, after the gas station set on fire, I thought was appropriate. Last night, law enforcement said that they responded to bottles being thrown and to Molotov cocktails being thrown. That's why they tried to disrupt the crowd. What I was watching this morning, though, and what I've been watching since late last night, early this morning, I haven't seen any Molotov cocktails. So, you know, is this an appropriate response by law enforcement to use tear gas and to use the flashbangs and some of the other munitions that they're using? That remains to be seen. I think there might be a command and control issue here. You have got the chief of the Ferguson Police Department, Tom Jackson. He is the overall commander. And he said yesterday at a presser that each night there is an incident commander. We've got so many different departments there, Mike, so many small departments. You've got the state police, St. Louis police. So, you know, is that person in charge? Does that incident commander have control of his or her people at any one particular time, or is there a lot of freelancing? That's what I want to know.
You know, the video of Mike we were just watching there, that was an Al Jazeera crew who had a tear gas come right at their feet, basically, as they're trying to do a live shot. They had to get out of there, and then there's further footage of their camera basically being dismantled as well. Hey, guys, let's watch. This is more dealing with the journalists at a fast food restaurant. We're talking about Washington Post. They end up being arrested for trespassing. Let's watch how this plays out, and we'll hear from both Mike and Janet.
Let's go.
I'm working on it.
Stop videotaping. Let's grab our stuff and go.
Right to videotape you, sir?
Hurry up. Let's go.
Please don't leave her gun on me.
Let's go.
You see me working. Please do not tell me not to use my personal.
Time to go.
Right?
Let's go.
Please not wave a gun at me.
We're down about 45 seconds. Let's go.
Now, is the street, can I ask
Let's go. Let's go.
I'm trying to ask.
We don't have time to ask questions. Let's go.
Close. Can I move my car?
You can move your car if your car's out.
All right, Mike Brooks, give me your assessment as this plays out.
You know, when I saw this, I said, okay, why are they doing this, okay? Because, Mike, what is the immediate danger there in McDonald's? Number one, it was open for business. Number two, law enforcement is not in the business of shutting down places unless there is an immediate threat to life and property and the people inside. It should be the management asking them to leave. Had the management of McDonald's said, hey guys, law enforcement said everybody has to go. No, that's not the way it happened. Look, in D.C., there's a number of times that I had to go in and ask a manager or a general manager of a large restaurant in downtown D.C. to shut down because there was a threat right outside their window. Here, what was the threat? And then you have the officer arrest the 2 journalists. One of the journalists said that he stood outside the McDonald's waiting for a transport for 15 minutes. So where is the threat? And when challenged for his name and badge number, that was never given. You need to give your name and badge number when challenged by the press or by any of the citizens out there.
Janet, when you see this play out, I mean, you're even seeing the hashtag out there, media blackout. Journalists can say, you're not even allowing me to cover this. What's recourse for someone like that we saw, again, play out at that McDonald's there?
Well, the Washington Post is 100% backing their journalist, and I think they don't want to go up against the Washington Post. The problem with all of this is you've got the Ferguson police who are basically under suspicion for acting way over the top by shooting an 18-year-old unarmed teenager, and now they're compounding that, and they're policing themselves. And it appears as if they're protecting their own, and I think that's the problem with having them police the demonstrations, police protests, tell people when they can protest, tell people when they can be at McDonald's. and then try to shut down the press, it looks like they don't want the world to see what they're doing. And when you have nothing to hide, you don't act like that.
And
so
see,
is
Mike,
it time?
Mike,
the National Guard needs to come in.
Got it.
Right.
Let me ask you this, Mike.
Sure.
So what do you need to do now? If you're Ferguson Police, St. Louis County, whoever's involved in trying to maintain order and allow people to protest peacefully, how can tonight be any different?
Well, first of all, I don't think that was a Ferguson officer who was in that McDonald's. I was looking at the patch. It doesn't look like a Ferguson patch. It looks like some other jurisdiction that's there helping. Now, tonight, I think that the U.S. Department of Justice, their Community Relations Service, which was created for incidents like this because they're there to bridge the gap between law enforcement and the community, because a lot of times the community, after times things like this, law enforcement didn't trust it. They are there as an impartial mediator for the most part. So they need to also be at these meetings helping law enforcement decide, okay, what is the best way we're going to approach this on dealing with our citizens to try to get back to normal, you know, but in the beginning, what was normal in this community? That remains to be seen.
Hey, Janet, so you were taking, I wouldn't say the side, but okay, you're coming at it from allowing journalists to do their job. When do you have to, I wouldn't say restrict, but you got it for sheer safety.
Right.
Do things that, okay, a journalist may not like because they want more out of the story versus freedom of the press and telling a story.
Well, I mean, I don't like what Anonymous is doing. I don't think they go, you know, if you're anonymous, why can't the officer be anonymous? I mean, they don't have their names on their identity. Why are they trying to reveal the identity, you know, ahead of an investigation? But, you know, I think that the press should almost never be fettered. I mean, you don't ever want them to be restricted. Obviously, if they're going to get in a crime scene and they're going to tamper with evidence or they're going to actually hinder the crime investigation. But like Mike Brooks said, they weren't doing that. They're in McDonald's posting their pieces. You don't want to be doing that. But the problem is that Ferguson, right out of the box, their sheriff said, these are the facts. The child was reaching for the gun. This was what was happening. There wasn't even, let's wait and see if there's an investigation to see if those are the facts. You know, an officer being suspended with pay doesn't make people feel any better. You know, they need to be impartial, and they're not, and that's the problem. The press are impartial as far as we're concerned. That's how we get our news. I don't think they should be fettered in any way.
All right, guys, thanks again. And we're going to continue this. We're going to hear from another witness who also shot video of the aftermath of the shooting death of Michael Brown, and also reiterate police position on all of this as well. We're back with more on that in just a little bit. Also this, it's a legal